Hi everyone, welcome to North of the Broad. With me now is Bennett Schiller with Schiller and Hamilton Law Firm. And school has just started, and so we're talking about school bus safety. Good to see you, Bennett.
Good to see you. Thanks for having us.
You look so spiffy today.
Oh, well, thank you.
You look very suave and debonair.
Had to clean up a little bit for today.
Oh, that's right. You had a beard, didn't you?
I did.
Okay, well, let's get down to business. School bus safety. I think we all get confused on when to stop if a school bus is like coming the other way or whatever. So let's
Correct.
review.
So, and I see it all the time on Sam's Point Road because it's 4 lanes and there's a median, but it's not a raised median. It's not a grass median. I think people are confused as to when they're supposed to stop or not. So there's really 3 categories here. Okay. There's your 2-lane. Right. By 2-lane, I mean, one lane going in each direction. In that scenario, everybody stops.
Everybody stops.
As soon as the flashing red lights come on and the safety stop sign on the bus begins to open, both lanes of travel stop.
Okay.
And stop safely far enough away from the bus so that there's no issues there. And then there's the multi-lane, right? And so a lot of folks believe that, well, the only reason the other side coming in the opposite direction would stop is if there's not a raised median there. But in multi-lane situations, the opposite travel does not need to stop. They just need to proceed with caution. But both lanes on the side going in the same direction as the bus must stop. Yes.
Okay, but let me stop you. Okay. You mentioned, the 2-lane.
Right.
If there is not a median, not a median, I mean, it's just a line, not a raised median, can you still go?
You can still go, and a lot of people misunderstand that. They think they have to stop, and then you have the impatient drivers behind them blowing their horn and making a scene, and people get really impatient and then try to go around the person who has stopped by going in the median. So a lot of people believe that it has to be either grass or raised median in order to be able to continue on if you're coming in the opposite direction. But if there's multi-lane traffic, the folks coming in the opposite direction are not required to stop. But I suggest to proceed with caution because kids sometimes do what they're not supposed to do. Right. But the way the bus routes are set up is so that on those multi-lane roads, the kids do not have to cross the road. Okay. They get off and go off to the right. So, but proceed with caution. And then the last one is loading zones. And if the bus is in a loading zone and completely off the lane of travel, then you can proceed past the school bus. You can pass the school bus. But again, do so with caution because, between the hours of 3 and 6, that's when children are more likely to suffer an injury. And we've represented many children in the past that have been hit by people trying to pass a school bus. And so the other thing that I would remind people is, when do you start moving?
When do you?
So when the red lights go off and the stop sign is in and
the bus starts moving. Okay.
Right? And a lot of people don't do that. They see that stop sign starting to close and they go, right? Well, kids are known to do things that they're not supposed to do.
Particularly boys.
Particularly boys are twice as likely to suffer an injury. And, during the school year, there's other things to consider. If you live in a neighborhood and you're leaving a neighborhood and there's a bus stop, be careful. Kids are rushing to get to their bus stop. Right. They may be not paying attention, trying to get to or they may be just goofing off and playing around at that bus stop. So you need to be real careful. Obviously, if you see a big yellow bus, exercise extreme caution.
Now,
that's the key.
Now, what about the speed limit? The school, what is it called? The school zone.
Right. So obviously, we see the signs that say school zone, right? Yes. And if it's flashing, obey that speed limit because we see a lot of times there's a lot more parents dropping off their children, especially with charter schools and things like that don't offer bus service. Right. There'll be a line of people trying to get in to either pick up their children or drop them off. Exercise extreme caution. And I would suggest in some situations you may want to go slower than the recommended speed limit at the time. But as you're approaching a school zone and the school's there, you drive that road every day, right? Just slow down. We don't want our children to get hurt. They're precious resources for us, and we see a lot of children getting injured this time of year just because people aren't paying attention. They're on their cell phone. But in school zones and where there to be bus stops, just exercise extreme care. Our children are playful and they're not necessarily paying attention. Right. Another thing, too, I think parents need to educate their children.
True.
About how to get to the bus stop and how to get off the bus and what to do when they get off the bus.
Very good.
So there's ways that we can educate our children.
Well, thank you so much, Bennett. Always good information for us.
Well, thank you.
So again, Bennett Schiller with Schiller and Hamilton Law Firm. Appreciate you being with us on the show, and we'll be right back after this.